Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Jane Cerbynski is back. And this week we're continuing our conversation around, winning well-being with women. But today we are specifically focused on one specific topic. It's about having fun. So Jane, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Lindsay. A topic that, of course, is near and dear to my heart. So before we begin, give me a 10 moment.
My 10 moment was from over the weekend. We had the kids' spring break. I'm sure a lot of people are doing the exact same thing, whether they did it last week or this week. There were some performance barriers this year due to COVID. A lot of things were still shut down. And as much as we would have loved to have gone to, Disney or Legoland or something super cool, that just wasn't really an option this year. So made the most of it. We had an awesome family trip to Tucson, Arizona. And I don't think Tucson would have been on my short list for spring break. However, we found an opportunity to create 10 moments the entire time. So creating new experiences, new family memories. It was all around a 10 trip.
I love that. And I love that you took the situation and you figured out ways to make it more memorable, create those 10 moments and have some fun. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, because a lot of the work and a lot of what I've been kind of experiencing over the last couple of weeks is that while COVID created a certain element of opportunity for us to have more fun, maybe because we were on Zoom calls with the grandparents and doing things like that, how are we incorporating more fun for ourselves into the workday? And I know that right off the bat is kind of like, what? We're not supposed to have fun, but yes, we are. And, studies show that it helps us to be more productive, actually. And I want to just challenge everyone to kind of dig deep and feel more empowered to make their days every day a little more fun.
I think this is perfect. The one thing that really stands out for me as it relates to this topic is I just personally get so much joy out of bringing other people, elements of fun into their day. And so what hit home with me this week is just on the professional side, it was St. Patrick's Day. We easily could have just we could have not done anything. We had to cancel some of our client parties that we usually would host. However, we still went on with our own internal little celebration, and there were only a couple people in the office, but we made it a 10 moment. We had a little bit of fun, and it just everybody was just so excited and happy. And so just putting that smile back on people's face went a long way. So even if you aren't finding opportunities for yourself to have fun, maybe you can find some opportunities to help others to have fun, which will in turn bring you some more joy.
Yeah. And, thank goodness for things like St. Patrick's Day that helped help to build in some fun. And so how can we take that momentum? How can we carry that through every single day? And, certainly children are such a beautiful model of that. And, those who have young children at home are getting to maybe experience a little more fun naturally. But what is beautiful about children, if we really think about it, is they have fun just being. Everything with them is an exploration or a new experience. And what it made me think about as it relates to us as grownups, we start to lose fun. I mean, we start to lose that, natural being in a space of fun. And we have to work a little bit harder at it. And it reminded me of when I took my trip to Italy. I sat for about 30 minutes near a fountain watching these 3 children play. And what struck me was the baby. She was probably 2, and she was in one of those diapers that's so full that it is just hanging. Like you're just waiting for that thing to burst. And she just kept putting her foot in the puddle. Like she just kept stomping her foot, and she was so enthralled and having so much fun just feeling the water kind of splashing on her face. And it made me think about how children are such a great model for that, but then how can we create more fun throughout our day? And we talk about creating more 10 moments throughout the day, and that's certainly a component of it. But what can we do that just helps to elevate and make our days more fun every day?
So what ideas do you have that you could offer to our listeners?
Well, first of all, I think number one, go back to your childhood. take some time and really think about what brought you tremendous joy as a child. What things just brought so much laughter, that belly laugh that you just couldn't control. What are some things that really, really brought you joy? And use that as kind of the launching point if you're struggling to figure out, like, how can I incorporate a little bit more fun in my day? It doesn't necessarily have to be a big dramatic thing. Sometimes it's just a mindset. It's just shifting to the possibilities that, you know what, I can create some fun for myself every single day. And then really, take some time to actually write it down. And then figure out, for example, I have a very kid-like spirit, so I'm trying to bring in fun. And, I have a hula hoop that I have fun with. And I was looking out the window the other day when it was windy and saw somebody flying a kite. And I remembered like how much I love to fly a kite. And so I bought a kite because, like, who cares? I think it's so much fun to go out and do. And the truth is, it's up to us. We often look outside for ways to have fun. And we think that the workday is the workday and we're not really supposed to have as much fun in it. So I want to challenge everybody as a form of winning well-being, because we know that incorporating fun into our day actually makes us more productive. It helps creativity. It helps reduce stress. It helps us to handle challenges a little bit easier. What do you think about that?
I'm completely on board with this whole concept. And, previously we introduced the idea of elevating low stat situations. And I think this ties in perfectly. So there's an opportunity to have fun with everything that we're doing. We have the choice of whether or not we want to make it fun or if it just has to be another form of cardio. And it just reminds me of, my mom and I, we love to go for walks on the weekends. And it can kind of feel like a routine, right? We'll go for a long walk. It feels great. We enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. But from time to time, it's nice to elevate it. So one of my ideas is I told her, I'm like, okay, I'm coming over for a walk, but I'm also bringing stuff for Bloody Marys. And that's how we elevated the situation.
There you go. I love that. Well, and the thing is to shift the mindset that says we can only have fun kind of on the weekends. This concept of the grind and this language, while I understand for some people, the grind is about crushing it, like we're, grinding grapes, like that's some element of it. But if you look at the other definition of grind, it's dull, hard work. And that really is a mindset that many people have when it comes to the grind. And that's just a downer. Like, how can we turn that around and really empower ourselves to take more control of our lives in a fun way and not make everything be a grind or feel like the grind?
So Jane, what is the challenge of the week?
So first and foremost, you got to write it down. Like, spend some time thinking about the things that really brought you joy starting as a child, and then start to incorporate those things. Be intentional about adding those things into your day. I mean, we've talked about joy breaks. That's a little bit of a break from the workday, but how can you just bring an element of fun, even if it's just in your being? Find more joy out of what you're doing and see what happens.
Awesome. Well, Jane, thanks again for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Lance.